What's up guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome to beautiful Missoula, Montana, and welcome to the reveal video for our brand new Lucid Air Grand Touring.
Whenever you feel like you're about to sing, I don't wanna just forget you, but I wanna be fine.
So here she is, fresh off the transporter. I'll walk around it for a minute before I freeze my butt off and have to hop inside. We got to hit the road to Bozeman, Montana in just a minute. You guys know whenever we take delivery of a car, we usually immediately send it and put hundreds of miles on it, if not thousands, pushing them to see what they're capable of. And this one should be capable of a lot. So obviously on the exterior here, you can see we went with this dark metallic burgundy red. It's super pretty in the sun. I know all the clouds are out. It's a miserable day here in Missoula, but you can still see it's a really pretty color. We've never owned a car in this dark red color, so we wanted to try it here on the Lucid because it looks really pretty on this car. I think the red goes incredibly well with the lines of this Lucid. This car is absolutely drop dead gorgeous. Nothing looks quite like it. I tell you, these locals around Montana have no idea what this thing is. What is it? Who makes it? What's a Lucio? They think it says Lucio, and we're like, no, it's a Lucid. So anyway, we've been getting a ton of attention in this car. No surprise, it's probably like the only one in the state of Montana. Okay, but that's enough on the outside. Let's get inside the car. It was supposed to be beautiful weather this week. That's why we had it shipped to Montana. Beautiful fall season with the car, right? No, cold front, 35 degrees. All right, so while I'm getting my level 3 unwind massage, let me tell you a little bit more about how this car came to be, why we bought this thing, how we bought this thing, etc. So probably starts about 2 years ago, I think, is when we ordered this car. As you guys know, with any EVs that come out, we're usually pretty quick to put down a deposit and get on the list to buy one. You know, we've done it with so many cars: Teslas, Rivian, the Lightning, Mach-E, ID4, Ioniq 5, Taycan, got the Hummer coming. Like literally, there's just so many of them. But like I always say, it's like Pokemon, you got to catch them all. So we caught another one with the Lucid Air today. We just got this car delivered last night. I met up with the Lucid specialist Joshua, who showed me all around the car, showed me how everything works, ins and outs, and how to work all these crazy features on this car, because I have never been up close and personal with a Lucid, never been in one, never sat in one, never driven one. This is truly my first time with a Lucid, and it just so happens to be our new Lucid. So pretty crazy. So this is all new to me. It didn't take me long to get the ins and outs of this car and really understand, you know, what it can do and how to make it work. So that wasn't a challenge. But then again, I have barely driven the car. We're up to 35 miles, and I think it was delivered with 20. So I've made it to and from the hotel and up the mountain to this beautiful spot up here. So that's all the driving I've done so far, but I can definitely say I'm quite impressed in the first 15 miles. This thing is sweet, but it better be pretty awesome for 140. I think they just raised it to 150, maybe $160,000. That's a lot of coin, so it better be good. But this thing is not disappointing so far. It's just crazy to look down at the range and see like 374 miles and it's not even fully charged. That is wild. The Lucid has the best range out of any new EV. With the smaller 19-inch wheels that are better for range, you're looking at a max range of, I think, 516 miles. These are the more pretty, cooler looking 21-inch wheels with the performance tires, which we obviously like, but that brings range down to 475 miles. You lose like 40 miles of range. So what do you guys think? Should we downgrade to the 19s and get the extra 40 miles of range, or should we keep the cool looking 21s? They were the same price, so we figured why not go with the 21s, and if, you know, worst case, we could sell the 21s and put on 19s for probably less money. So that's why we did that. Anyway, this was all Christian's doing with the spec. I think he did an incredible job with this two-tone interior. As you can see, my seat is black, but the rear seats are this beautiful tan leather. The stitching, the interior fit and finish is very impressive. Probably 9 out of 10, especially compared to, we're so used to Teslas, and it's like, okay, Teslas have like decent interiors, and then you get into something like this and it's like, whoa, Okay, like this is what I'm talking about. New EV, you gotta be different in some ways, and the two-tone interior definitely makes you different. And these screens, very unique. The design of the main screen, which has gotta be, oh my gosh, like 2 feet long or something. And then the other screen down here. The steering wheel is very unique, along with the front windshield. Holy smokes, it's like a Tesla Model X. It goes all the way back here. And it has these floating visors. As you can see, there's no wires going in or out of them. That is because the power to supply these lights right here is actually through batteries that go right here. Of course, there's gonna be some things that I dislike. I already have a list going, and there's like 3 items on the list. So once we get to like 10 or 15 things that we hate about the car, we'll surely make a video, because it's only fair. We've done it for all the EVs before this car. You know, no car is perfect. There's always gonna be some things you dislike about it. And I'm honestly not seeing too much right off the bat that I dislike. You know, we'll see as I start to use the infotainment, the charging, the navigation, all the built-in systems. And keep in mind, this is generation software 1.2 or something. This is not software 2.0, which apparently has like massive upgrades. We'll be getting that any day now, so that'll come soon. But so far with this 1.0, I don't see too many issues, but I can't wait to play with the new software that is apparently a game changer for this car. Get some heat going, because it is freezing. So this will be an interesting test with the range, because as you know, rain does not help range. But with 372 miles, I could probably make it all the way to Billings, but I'm gonna try some different charging stations. The first one's gonna be in Butte. They have a lot of high-speed chargers, so I wanna test out Electrify America, see the charge speed, stuff like that. So I'm gonna make a few stops instead of sending it in one go. But if you're wondering why Christian's not with me, he really wanted to be here. I mean, he's the one who like ordered this car. This was his baby, but this car actually arrived a lot earlier than anticipated, so he wasn't around. I was the only one free to fly up here last second. Literally yesterday, I booked the ticket 2 days ago to make this video happen. So bummer he couldn't make it, but he'll actually be back down in Arizona. We're selling one of our planes tomorrow, and a couple new cars are arriving that he had to take delivery of. I am the fortunate one to be able to break in the Lucid Air. How exciting is this? So I'll be headed over to Billings because we have family over there, and I want to say hi to some aunts and uncles, and it'll be a good first test of the Lucid Air. So enough of me talking. I know you guys want to see some driving, some first impressions, and some charging. So it's just like a Tesla, down for drive, up for reverse. These beautiful cameras come on, really high quality displays, 360 camera. It's got like 14 built-in cameras for the, you know, approaching level 3 autonomy eventually. Still, you don't even have autopilot. That's coming in the next update. Oh well, so for now I gotta hand steer it. Oh, like an old dinosaur car. Geez, here we go. Okay, so down for drive. One thing right off the bat, I have to mention, well, 2 things right off the bat. The 2 things that we really look for in EVs. Number 1, that you can just hop in, click D for drive, and then immediately start going. None of this push to start, turning it on nonsense. Just hop in, foot on the brake, down for drive, and you're off. Number 2, we love an electric vehicle with a ton of regen, and this car takes it to a whole nother level. So this car defaults to standard regen when you first, you know, set up the car, but you can turn it to high, and high regen is absolutely nuts. It's the strongest regen we've ever felt in a car. Like, I'm gonna hit it here, watch the speed. 33 down to boom, let go of the brake. I mean, it so rapidly comes to a stop. It's wild. A lot of people would probably keep it on standard, but if you're range conscious and you know EVs, you'd probably keep it in the high setting, because that's gonna give you the best range. I just love how strong it is, and it stays that way. Once you set it to high, it'll stay on high until you change it, which I love. Oh, and we can say a third thing, of course, the range. I already mentioned it, but having a car that can go over 500 miles on one charge is absolutely nuts. So a lot of good things I'm noticing right off the bat. But without further ado, let's hit the road to Butte, Montana, plug into an Electrify America over there, and see how we do with charging. Well guys, a couple hours later now, welcome to Butte, Montana. We just plugged in the Lucid. This took me like 20 minutes. Electrify America still gets a thumbs down. I'm so frustrated with it. Tesla superchargers, you plug it in, seconds later you're charging. Perfect reliability, every charger always works. Electrify America, usually 1 or 2 of them don't work. This gave me a bunch of error fault codes when I plugged it in, so I had to plug it in and out like 6 times, scan the thing multiple times, and now I'm finally charging. Speaking of charging, they are charging me money for this session. When you buy this car, you should get 3 years of free Electrify America charging, but in this case, the email that you buy the car with has to be the matching Electrify America account, and I haven't set up an Electrify America account with that email yet because I want to retain my old account. So they're going to be transferring it over maybe later today or tomorrow. That'll be done. So until then, I have to pay the whopping 32 cents per minute. So it's really not that bad. Montana Electrify Americas are super cheap because they charge you based on time instead of energy delivered. So a little bit different there. It's really not that much money. So whatever, I'll pay it. And then we'll be on the road to Bozeman's my next stop. Got to stop by my buddy Jonathan, who's got a Honda Jet. See what's going on with him, show him the new ride because he has a Tesla Model Y, so he'll enjoy seeing the new Lucid. Well, let's talk some numbers. So I reset the trip when we left, 112.7 miles from Missoula. So if we do the math, it took 197 miles of indicated range to travel the 112.7 miles to Butte, Montana. Now that's not good, but I have some disclaimers. That trip here to Butte, I was not trying to hypermile it. I didn't care about the speeds. It was obviously very cold outside. I had the heat going, heated seat, massage, and it was raining for most of the trip. So all those factors really go against the range. So I'm not surprised it took nearly 200 miles of indicator range to go the 112 miles. So on average, it used 2.5 miles per kilowatt hour. That honestly not that great. You guys remember with the Lightning, we were able to get like 2 miles per kilowatt, actually up to 2.4 if we were hypermiling it. And obviously a Lightning weighs a lot more than a Lucid Air. But really these numbers aren't that bad because on the highway I was going between 75 and 85 miles an hour just on cruise control, sending it. And for you data people out there, our buddy Kyle over at Out of Spec Motoring, he did a range test with the Lucid with the smaller 19-inch wheels at 70 miles an hour on the highway, and he got 430, or I'll put it up on the screen. This is what he got. He said his friend did a similar test and got 500 miles of range. So there's a number of factors that can go into it. But obviously, like I mentioned, these three big bad factors are bringing down our range today, but that's as expected. But we're totally fine with this kind of range. We're going the common route that's full of chargers, so this is not a challenge. I think I'm getting under the weather or something. I'm sure the actual weather has not helped. Look at me, I'm in shorts and stuff. I packed for nice weather and it's a cold front. This idea of shipping the car to Montana instead so that we can enjoy beautiful fall maybe didn't work out so well because I swear it's like winter up here, but oh well. At least we're putting smiles on everybody's faces. Like here at the charging stop, this guy's got an EV6. He's freaking out over the Lucid. Everybody loves the car, so that's good. Getting 8 miles per minute and we're up to, yeah, $2.25 so far. So one thing that's interesting about the Montana pricing, they actually give you two options. One that is 32 cents per minute if you're charging above 90 kilowatts, and the other is 16 cents if you're charging below 90 kilowatts. So of course this thing can take a lot more than 90 kilowatts most of the time, but when you're approaching nearly fully charged, you drop under 90. So when I hit 75, I was like, oh, well, no point in paying 32 cents a minute if I could just pay 16. So I thought it would automatically change as it drops below 90 to the lower price, but I found it did not. So I unplugged it, plugged it back in, and I'm still being charged 32 cents a minute, even though I'm only charging at 67 kilowatts. Clearly under the 90 that they advertise should be 16 cents. Not that 16 cents is a huge difference, but still, if you're gonna say a price, then hold to it. If I'm under 90 kilowatts, give me the under 90 kilowatts price. But I got enough to go, so I'm gonna unplug and hit the road to Bozeman. $1.92. Montana energy is so cheap compared to some of these other states where Electrify America is actually really expensive. Fun fact, there's not a single fast charger in the most populated city in Montana, Billings, Montana. So this is us last night at our aunt's house having to plug into 110 just to be able to make it around town to hopefully find a level 2 charger to hopefully make it onto our next stop. All right, everyone, welcome to day 2 with the Lucid Air Grand Touring. It still hasn't sunk in yet that this is our new ride. This still feels very surreal. It went from just a distant reservation car that we had on order to like actually being here in the flesh and being ours. It just happened very quickly. Like a week ago, we got the call that it was like en route, and then like 3 days ago, they called and said we're delivering it tomorrow. So I had to immediately fly up to Montana, and here she is. So I'm sure you're wondering how many miles we got on it now. So let's check the dash. It's a little dirty. You know, we're putting it through its paces. I think we'll probably do a full front end clear bra. I still don't really know how the key works. It's really kind of weird. Is it once for lock? Okay, yeah, it's once for lock, it's locked. Okay, but the test is when we walk up, it should unlock, right? I'm pretty sure it doesn't do that. All right. See? Like, come on, what? Hello? Why did it just open for a second? What the heck? See, I have the key. I walked up to the car. Why doesn't it just open? See, I really don't like that about it. I still haven't been able to figure it. Okay, here we go. See, now it unlocked, but like you gotta like press it multiple times. It's really weird. It's one thing if you just press it, okay, it pops out. It should just pop out right as you're walking up. But like I had to hit it 10 times. It's just really weird. Speaking of things I don't really like, I know this isn't the 15 things we hate about the car video. That'll eventually come. I don't have 15 things yet, but I do have a little list going, but I'll let you in on one. Like this key fob, like, are you kidding me? This is one of the cheapest, lightest weight, flimsy little things I've ever felt. And a car that costs $160,000? What is this? It's such an afterthought. Like, they do include key cards, which is kind of like what the Teslas have. Okay, cool, I like key cards because they're super small and thin. They just look like a credit card fit in your wallet. Put it up to the window and you're good to go. But then again, with our Tesla, we just have it, you know, linked through our phone, so we don't even have a key 9 times out of 10. But this car, I'm sure you can link it through your phone as well, probably. But if you're gonna make a key and include 2 keys with the car, at least make them cool. Like, it probably weighs like 1 ounce. I don't know, it's so lightweight. The shape is kind of odd. I think it was a huge missed opportunity because it was so nice. It comes in this nice box. So I was like, oh, cool. And then I opened it up, expecting like super cool keys. Look how nice the holders are. One thing I dislike after spending all this money, but I'll save the rest for the whole things we hate about the car video, which you guys always want to see. How many miles we got on it? 428 miles so far. All right, that's not bad. Like nearly 500 miles will be 1,000 miles in no time. Overall, quite impressed. A few more things that I really like about the car. We'll probably do a separate things for amazing features about the Lucid that we really like or whatnot, but right off the bat, oh my gosh, these massage seats over 428 miles. I love the deep massage, level 3. Oh my gosh, it is so good. All right, now I mentioned this, you might be saying, oh boohoo, like tons of cars have massage seats, like it's nothing crazy, like why are you making such a big deal of it? Other cars have massage seats and like it has like one little roller that goes up and down your back or something, barely does anything. But this, holy smokes, it's got like little airbags, it's got little things that like poke you, it's got things that squeeze you, and the big rollers that go up your spine. Like, this is legit. It literally, all those little dots are like pressure points that are being like pushed into me. So both driver and passenger seat have that, and I love it. So I think it's also fun that this can be lifted up, kind of neat, so you can hide some stuff down here. I was not expecting that when he showed me how to do that, and you just pull it down with that. And then the heating and cooling are with these little toggle switches, or you can just go to this display and do it all through the touchscreen. So either one, it gives you both options. Also the volume is right here. I really like this. The stupid Mach-E with the huge dial is absolutely just dumb, how it takes up the whole bottom quarter of the screen, whereas this is beautiful. Just a simple knob, easy peasy. You can also adjust it with this knob, of course, so once again, it gives you multiple controls. One thing that's crazy, look around guys, do you see any speakers? Normally the speakers are always in the doors, but I don't see them. I think they're behind there. Of course, we have these ones up here and these ones up here, but like, it's cool how they kind of hid some of them. So they're there because it has crazy like a Dolby Atmos sound system or something like that. I haven't really played with it much, but apparently it's pretty good. Okay, some other things I really like, especially compared to the Tesla. I really like all the lane departure safety features. So if somebody's in your blind spot, of course, that little light will illuminate. Yeah, every car does that nowadays. Probably even a Honda gives you that. I know, but still, the Tesla does not have that, at least our Tesla Model 3. You put on your blinker, check this out. The camera lights up your blind spot. I know some other cars do that. I think it's a really cool feature. Also, the cameras are amazing. So let me show you. I love how they automatically come up. All right, boom, there they are. So when you get close to an object, you're parking, it'll pop up the cameras automatically. I love that. It pulls up the 360 camera, which I think is one of the best. And look how you can like drag it. So cool. Like, look at that detail on the building right there. Boom, matches up perfectly. Like, this is awesome. I've never had a car with a camera setup like this. Of course, got like auto park and all that. And then the front one, look at the detail on that. If you guys can see that quality, that's one of the best. So I like that. It tells you inches, proximity, all of that. So I'm a big fan of that, and I love how it automatically comes on and it automatically goes off when you don't need it. So also another thing on this that the Tesla does not give you, I really like the themes. Of course, this can be seen in something as simple as like a Volkswagen ID4, but still, some expensive cars lack the changing of colors. But right now we're on Escape, but you can change it to Space, Solitude. And it also changes all the colors up here. So you can see how the dash lights change. So depending on your mood or whatnot, or what colors. I hope they add more. I hope in a later update you can pick all your colors. Like I think Mercedes gives you dozens to choose from, like the whole spectrum. You just drag like based on what color you want. Whereas this, they just give you 6 like pre-selected ones, and 2 of them are blue, 2 of them are this like red. So you don't have a ton of options, but I hope they roll out some more in later updates. Also, the light goes all the way up here, if you can see. See, we're on like the Mars theme. Call me crazy, but it kind of reminds me of the Bugatti Chiron half circle in the interior. I love this little feature, so fun. I guess they could have gone without it and had all glass, but I don't mind. I think it's kind of fun. I've given a lot of my aunts and uncles and cousins rides in the cars, and they just freak out. Just when they come around the corner and they see it, they're like, oh my gosh, like that is drop dead gorgeous. Like, what is it? Again, nobody knows what it is. And then they open the door and they see like this crazy two-tone interior. And then the level of comfort and smoothness while you drive and the limited road noise. I mean, they're just in awe riding along in this car. So, and then you punch it and you hit them with a 3-second 0 to 60 launch control, and they just, you know, of course they freak out even more. So it's really the whole package. You guys got to remember, you know, right now they're just making the Grand Touring like this one, but they're coming out with like these models right here. I can't keep them all straight, but these will be the lower price Lucid cars, which will be coming in the following months and years. And they're kind of doing a similar thing as Tesla, you know, starting with their most expensive models that are probably the most profitable. And then as production increases, they'll start introducing the more entry level cars. Entry level still is going to be like 70 or 80 grand, but eventually maybe they'll have a $30,000 or $40,000 car like Tesla, who knows? But they're starting out with the expensive ones, but we want to get in early, support, you know, all EVs coming out, especially cool ones like this. I hope, you know, good things will continue for the company. I know they've been running into some challenges. It's not easy launching a EV car company from the ground up, that is for sure. So I hope they don't run into any huge issues that jeopardizes the company or support for the vehicles. You know, it's kind of true. When you spend all this money, you want to make sure they're going to be here in 5 years to support the vehicle, but I'm sure that won't be an issue, hopefully. It's good when a company succeeds and gets bigger and bigger, because then, you know, they introduce more models, more technology, and competition is a good thing. And especially with EVs, it's going to push all the other companies to do more, work better, and just step up their game as well. So competition is good for the consumer at the end of the day. Last impressions. You'll see with the roofline, it is awfully low. And this roofline piece is pretty chunky and big, so it does cut down on a little visibility right here. Honestly, when I first got in, I was like, whoa, okay, this roof is a lot lower than I was thinking. The visibility out this way, not the best, but I get that either with this big of a windshield and only one bar going across here, maybe for structural rigidity, they need this here for rollovers or something like that. Or, of course, for the very low drag coefficient, which I think is one of the best ever. So that's how it achieves over a 500-mile range, because look at the lines on this thing. And with Lucid producing these very fancy high-end motors in-house along with the battery pack, I'm pretty sure they didn't even go get that from somebody else. They created all of these components, and apparently they got some secret sauce going in them, because to get this kind of range on your first model is just, I think it's crazy. Like, at the end of the day, sure, there's some things that I'm like, oh, this could be better, that could be better, but like, it's a year old. They started their first deliveries October of last year. It's 1 year old. It's their first model. Like, cut them a little bit of slack, I would say. So I think for the first car out of the gate, this is a huge success. 500-mile range, this level of comfort, the size of the vehicle. There is so much room in the back. Okay, I'll leave that seat in the position it was. That was a very comfy driving position for me. And then we'll hop in the back. I had to take the cover off this seat and put it back here on the carpets, because these carpets, oh my gosh, leather stitched, this tan color, these are gonna get so dirty so fast. So with, you know, me giving rides, I wanted to put the bag down here to protect them. Oh, I already know this thing is going to be a nightmare to keep clean. Just coming in and out. Luckily, ingress and egress is very easy. We'll try our best to keep it clean back here. Those beautiful seats, oh man. Alcantara headliner, love that. That's expected for a car of this price range. I like the rear screen, super easy to use for climate, the heated seat function. You know, that's as you would expect. Oh, what the heck, never opened this. What is this? Looks like a wine holder. Huh, all right, a little storage there. Speaking of storage, let me show you the front trunk real quick. Oh my gosh, I can unpeel it. Should I unpeel it? Oh, I want to keep it perfect though. I like the protection. Okay, I'll unpeel it so I can give you guys that nice ASMR. Listen. It's officially ours now. I think I'm gonna leave that main screen protected just because, I don't know, I don't want anything to happen to it. I don't want to scratch it. For a while, I'll just leave that one on there. But, oh, anyway, the reason I got back here in the first place was to show you the legroom. Holy smokes, look at that. So this is already a comfortable position for somebody 6'5.5", and here I am, 6'5.5" in the back, not even close to touching. This is amazing. The other month I actually sat in the back of an EQS, the electric S-Class Mercedes, right? We all know that EQS, supposed to have great luxurious comfort in the rear, right? Not at all. The way the seats were positioned, you felt like you were like, I don't know, I felt so cramped back there. My head was about to hit the roof. Like, it was not good for somebody tall in the back of that car. Actually, we had one that was on order. We were about to buy a Hyperscreen EQS and we canceled it. Really comfortable space back here, especially for tall people. So that's a very important note. So that's why I'm also amazed with the 500+ mile range, because it's such a big car. It's such a heavy car, huge battery pack. It's not a tiny little Model 3. It is a full-size sedan with a big trunk, and check out this front trunk. Hold down the button. Look at the size of that. Holy cow, that's a thermos. So if that gives you an idea, like, you know, over 2 tall, like this is just huge. So it does also have this partition which can go across the top here to cut the space in half if you want to hide things below. But this is just a monstrous trunk. This is, I mean, one of the biggest, and you would think it's like a rear-wheel drive car if it has this big of a front trunk, because usually when there's a front motor, it cuts down on the front trunk space. But no, in this case, this is just a huge, huge space. So that'll definitely come in handy. And then to close it, it's just that right there. You hold it, bam, does it all automatically. So I really like that. Oh, and the brakes, the huge brakes, even though, all right, get this. This whole entire trip, I have not, I'm pretty sure, I don't think I've hit the brake pedal once when I'm stopping, you know, when I'm in a parking lot, sure, whatever. But coming up to a stop, I've not hit the brake pedal once. And that honestly feels so good to say. I don't know if it's just me, but whenever I hit the brakes in a conventional car, especially a heavy car, like when I'm driving our Rolls Royce and we're coming off the highway at like 80 miles an hour and we have to stop for the red light, like slowing down 6,000 pounds from 80 miles an hour in a short period of time, like those brakes are putting in work. I just feel like I'm losing like $4 in brake pad and rotor life, you know, every time I stop that dang Rolls Royce. Whereas this car, oh my gosh. Wait a second, speaking of Rolls Royce and having to catch them all and buy every EV out there, does that mean we have to order the new Rolls Royce Spectre? I think that's like $500,000. So maybe that is the one EV we won't be catching. So yeah, because of that crazy regen, I'm never able to use these beautiful brakes. Look at the size of that. Why put such huge brakes on this car if the regen is so good? You're never going to use these things. It's probably a lot of weight carrying this much rotor and caliper along with you, but they sure do look good. I really care about the appearance of brakes. It just looks so much better to fill up a big wheel with a ton of brake. So obviously this looks really good. I don't know if I'll ever use them much. I guess they put it in here because with 850 horsepower, if you do some launches and you need to get on those brakes, they're not trying to pull a Tesla Plaid and constantly crash the things when they overheat the brakes. So I'm sure these are enough to back up the power and to slow this thing down from pretty quick speeds. But I just haven't had to use them yet. Even the rear ones are massive. Also, if I didn't mention already, these are high performance summer P0 tires, so not good for 35-degree Montana and sleeting tomorrow. But they are really nice when you go launching nearly 1,000 horsepower. What's up? Yeah, I'm a YouTuber. I'm filming the video. What do you think? Have you ever seen one of these?
No.
Do you even know what it is?
No.
Right?
It's really cool.
Yeah, like futuristic spaceship. It's all electric. It's a new company. It's called Lucid. How many followers do you think I have?
I don't know. Like 100K.
All right, you better go follow the account.
You're a verified person.
Yeah, I got the verification, got the blue check.
Oh.
All right, got 3 more followers. Thank you guys very much. All right, there go the kids. They were super excited to get in the video and meet a real life YouTuber with over 1 million subscribers. They were freaking out and they were loving the car. All right, so it's approved by JR Garage, approved by those middle schoolers, and approved by all my aunts and uncles and all my family. So everybody's loving the car. What do you guys think? I want to hear your comments down below. What do you think of the new Lucid Air? Would you buy one if you had the money? Would you take it over a Tesla Plaid or Mercedes EQS, you know, whatever car you want to throw at it, and why? Explain in the comment section down below. What videos would you like to see with this car? We plan to keep it for probably many, many years. So it'll be around. Really thankful for you guys coming along with me and this delivery vlog of the new Lucid Air Grand Touring. You guys rock. If you stayed till the end, really appreciate it. Oh gosh, the kids are back. They probably want to talk more to me. So anyway, I'll end the video here. Subscribe if you're new so you don't miss future EV and V12 and all the other good content we have. We love all cars, so there will certainly be more to come. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. We'll see you guys in the next one. Later.